Ma'am, good morning. Naka-join ako.
Naka-unmute. Okay, ma'am, let's start. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, good morning.
Okay, let us start naman the program.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, ma'am, let's start. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, good morning. Shall we start, ma'am? Madungog ra ko.
Okay, ma'am, let's start. Yes, good morning. Shall we start, ma'am?
Siya man ang MC sa mga bagulbang.
Ma'am Ofi, mag-start na ta, ma'am.
Luting dikti sa ko ani ko. Pwede anak?
Okay, let's start.
Okay, can we have dummies too ba? Can we have dummies too ba? Oh. Uba.
Thank you for that warm welcome, Miss Dr. Aida. Now let's hear a message from Mr. Alden Abelio, past chairman of Camigan Polytechnic State College Bachelor of Public Administration. Thank you for that warm welcome, Miss Dr. Aida. Now let's hear a message from Mr. Alden Abelio, past chairman of Camigan Polytechnic State College Bachelor of Public Administration.
Yes, of course. You have to look into me.
Energetic Resource Here, Mr. J. Nielsen Agnieszko, Program Manager of the Department of Interior and Local Government Amigin, Dr. Aida S. Hoff, the ever active and forever young Vice President for Academic Affairs, Engineer Gilda Pave, our very workaholic Dean of Institute for Arts and Sciences, beloved instructors, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As the chairperson of the Public Administration Student Society, I am so honored of your presence. Since 2019, we are already holding this very educational and inspiring convocation activities. 2020 is a wide and lonely journey as pandemic COVID-19 shook the world. We We are still coping and hoping that it will end.
Tiffany, mute
I
your
believe today's
audio.
theme, resiliency and challenges and good governance in the Coco world is very timely and relevant. We are already living and experiencing the Coco or Philippine and
While waiting for Jay to come back again, let's have a break for 10 minutes. Okay? Para si Jay makaprepara. We will have a break for 10 minutes for Jay to prepare and also for the rest uh, for Baclayo, Mutante, and to be ready. We have a break for 10 minutes.
To introduce us to our guest speaker, may we have the floor to Miss Mariel Montalba, CPSC instructor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor to introduce to you in this first convocation program spearheaded by the Public Administration, Studies Society, Arts, and Political Science at Central Mindanao University at Musua in Maramag, Bukidnon. At present, he has completed the academic requirements in Master of Public Administration at Bukidnon State University at Malaybalay, Bukidnon. He has been working for the Department of the Interior and Local Government for almost 6 years. In 2 consecutive years, 2017 and 2018, he was awarded as a Technical Officer of the Year. Last year, 2020, he was awarded as Program Manager of the Year. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let us all listen to our DILG Kamikin Program Manager, Mr. J. Miel Condes Añasco.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Can I have a comment of yes is if I am clear, if my audio is clear?
Yes, sir, you are very clear.
Yes, thank you for that. Once again, good morning to all students of Public Administration of Camiguin Polytechnic State College under the Institute of Arts and Sciences, together with the faculty and staff of Public Administration, to the VPAA, Dr. Aida S. Ong, and to the College Dean, Dr. Hilda B. Fabe, and to your program head, Maria Ofelia M. Lucero. Thank you for the opportunity that you've given me to share our knowledge and our experiences in DILG in the academe. By the way, it is very challenging for us to speak before the students because ang among kasagara nga kliyente, ang among kasagara nga trabaho is to orient local officials and karon lang bag-o ang mga students among kaistorya. It's a challenge for us to prepare our presentation nga masabtan o simple in the context of the public administration students. Okay? May I be allowed to share my screen? Ma'am Ophel.
Sir, kanang tuklo ka na lang ng green button nga share content sa imuhang screen, sir.
Ma'am, I cannot start screen share while other participant is sharing. Right?
Okay. For a moment, sir, ha?
Okay? Nakita akong screen, ma'am.
Makita siya, sir. Okay ra.
Okay. So I'll proceed. Good morning once again. Congratulations to Public Administration Student Society of CPSC for holding your one-of-a-kind convocation program, which is done online. No, it's new to us. It's new to us in conducting activities like this. Dili ta makakita kung kinsa ato ang kauban, kinsay naminaw sa ato, but we're keeping going to adjust to the new normal that we are into. So congratulations sa inyong convocation, and for your theme for this morning, resiliency and challenges on good governance in the VUCA world. I'll give some inputs based on the context of public administration, at the same time based on the context on the department or agency where I am connected in DILG. By the way, I am from DILG Camiguin Provincial Office. I am assigned here for almost 2 years already. And I am also a part-time instructor in Bukidnon State University, Malaybalay City, Bukidnon. So it is a continuing challenge for me to engage with students, particularly public administration students. Okay, so in this session, in my topic, we will be going to understand the concept of the VUCA world. What is it all about? And the concept of governance and its elements, as well as the challenges on good governance in the VUCA world, and how to be resilient in this VUCA world in terms of good governance. Okay? At the outset, I'll give you an input, an introduction that the world that we are living today is already a VUCA world. Because there are things that wala sa una, wala na predict, nga mao di ay ang mahitabo karon, mao di ang trend nowadays sa ato ang system of government, ato ang day-to-day living, day-to-day operations, and even our study na usab na. So, let us come to realize that there are things na dili nato matag-an nga wala nato na forecast before. For example, we have the most valuable photo company which sells no camera. Imagine, pinaka-valuable siya nga photo company pero wala dahil siya ka baligya o camera. What is it? It's Instagram. Okay? Let us come also to realize that we have the world's largest taxi company which owns no vehicles or no taxis at all. We have Uber and Grab. We also have a largest accommodation provider which owns no real estate. We have Airbnb, and we have most valuable retailer has no inventory. We have Alibaba.com. We also have largest growing television network, plays no cables. Daghan kini siya salida, pero wala na siya cable nga gipag-install sa ato ang mga tagsa-tagsa kadapit. This is Netflix. We also have most popular media provider which creates no content. Pinaka-popular siya, pero dili siya gabuhat og content para sa iyang kaugalingon nga media. What is it? Pinakasikat karon, it's Facebook. Imagine these things. Sila ang nanguna sa ilahang business sector, pero wala dahil sila even capital. And that's how our world is present today. Inana ang ato ang kalibutan, and it's an effect of a manifestation of a VUCA world out there. Okay? Whether we like it or not, musugot taog sa dili, we are living in a VUCA world already. Now let's try to examine what is this VUCA world all about. VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. It all boils down to a fast-changing environment which results to being increasingly unstable. Imagine nga ang atuang environment, ang atuang system, atuang government magsigi og change. Although maka-adapt ta, but in the process of adaptation, mag-change na pod. So, ang atuang process of adaptation, never-ending process. And that will result to instability, wastage of resources, efforts. So inana ang resulta, one of the implication of being in the VUCA world. Unsa man gid ini siya atong isa-isahon. Volatility is kanang sigig change. Sigig change ang atuang environment, atuang organization, even our government, ang atuang demands, ang atuang factors, atuang priorities ga change because of globalization also. Uncertainty. We cannot predict kung unsay mahitabo in the near future. For example, our situation nowadays, the COVID-19 pandemic, we are uncertain as to kanus-a ni siya taman, as to kanus-a the pandemic will end, and kanus-a even the vaccine will be provided to the constituents. And by the way, mind you, my dear students, my partners in public administration society, the VUCA term was introduced even before the COVID-19 pandemic. So sa wala pa ang pandemic, VUCA world nagihapon ta. So how much more nga since 2020 and up to now, we are really uncertain as to what will happen in the near future. We do also have complexities in our processes. In the processes of our organizations, in our government, murabag there seems to be complication ang ato ang process. Daghan kaayong process of which mahimo man day unta na siya nga kanilang. Pero ang mga butang atong gipahimo nga complicated. That's present nowadays in our situation. And ambiguity. The situation is unclear, dili klaro, dili nato makonect ang past experiences with that of the present para di makahimo ta og clear forecast for the future. Dili klaro ang trend. So that's all that characteristics all stands for the VUCA world. In summary, VUCA world is all about changing environment, uncertainty, dili klaro, complexity, and that is how we should adapt to the new normal. Because we cannot do about it. It's there. The VUCA world is there. Uncertainty is there. Therefore, we as people, we as public administration students should embrace and will go to the new normal. How we do things, how we will deal things in the new situation. Okay? And one of the factors, one of the concepts where public administration students are interested is the study of governance and public service. Maganing public administration ang atuang topic. But I will try to elucidate what is government and governance, because when we talk about governance, naapektahan gihapon ni how we do governance because of the VUCA world. Pag mayroon ta governance, it is not automatically government. Mayroon ta governance, dili na siya ingon government na siya. That's separate things. Mayroon ta government, it is a group of people that governs a territory. It is an agency. It is an office. It is an institution. But when we say governance, It is the exercise of power and authority over a territory, system, or organization. So they are interrelated. The government is the people, the institution, and the governance is the action phase. Giunsa pag-act sa mga people nga naa sa government, that is called governance. Okay? We have different definitions of governance from World Bank, Asian Development Bank, and Canada Institute of Governance. But then again, basically, governance it is all about how the government manage the political, economic, and social the resources of a country, of a nation, of an organization. Giunsa pagdala. Okay, governance is not a prime or sole responsibility of the government. Moingon tag governance, government, separate thing. But dili po buot pasabot na si governance trabaho lang na solely ni government. It is an interrelated functions of the government, the market, and you, my dear students, as part of the civil society. The state is the enabler. Sila ang mag-lay down sa foundation, policy direction of our government, and of course with the market, na ay opportunities for the people to improve their life, and civil society participation of the people, non-government organizations in the governance process. So it is a three-level interrelated functions of governance. Dapat na siya nga for you to be an effective leader or official, you should take this Venn diagram, no? Nga tulog yun ang mag-merge sa ilahang efforts for it to be classified as good governance. But what is it really it takes to be in good governance? Good governance, it is all about having effective mechanisms which all results to positive effects and impacts diha sa imuhang constituents nga imuhang gi-govern. We do also have bad governance, but we will not talk about bad governance. We will concentrate more on good governance and how the VUCA world affect the implementation, the practice of good governance, especially in our setting nowadays. We have elements of good governance here, according to UNDP. Ay kuno ta makaingon nga ang usa ka gobyerno, ang usa ka organisasyon nag-play gyud og good governance kung naa ni tanan nga elements, present ni siya tanan nga elements. Number one is rule of law. An organization, a government which provides that the rule of law prevails over rule of men. No? Rule of law over rule of men. Dapat ang law ang prevail, dili ang rule sa mga tao nga naa sa government. And in that way, you are playing good governance in your government. Transparent, free flow of information. Kung unsa tong information nga dapat mahibal-an sa imuhang katawhan, you are giving that kind of information in whatever means, especially financial transactions of the government. Okay? We have that now, the full disclosure policy, especially in local government units, wherein our local officials are mandated to report to the public unsa nay status sa financial standing sa local government units. And in that way, they are being transparent and practiced one of the element of good governance. Accountable. Local officials or officials in the government, officials in the organization, being answerable to the people. Whatever decision they take, kung naa na siya adverse effect, impact sa iyahang organization, then the official is answerable to the people, to the constituents. Ngano na siya, nganong kana iyahang take na decision, all decisions answerable to the people. Effective and efficient, optimum use of resources. Nga dapat dito ta sa gamay atong magasto, but we have achieved a quality output or quality service delivery. Equitable and inclusiveness. Dapat ang katong mga vulnerable citizen, vulnerable members of our society, marginalized sectors are given more opportunity. That is why makadungog mo as public administration students, we have this mantra of those who have more in life should have less in law. And those who have less in life should have more in law. Kung you have less in life, you have less income, you have less economic activity, then much more dapat you have more in law in terms of protection, in terms of provision of basic services, dapat ihatag na sa imuha. And in that way, you are being equitable. That is different from equal. Okay? Kung equal, patas tanan. Equitable is giving fair and proportionate effort to the marginalized and to those who needs the intervention. Participatory. Kung naay desisyon ang atuang organization, ang atuang government, dapat ginakonsult ang iyang mga members, no? In that way, participation maka-arrive og decision nga na-consider ang duha ka side sa story. We have affirmative, negative, and then you have to mediate that one and act decision. Responsive, giving timely services to the people. Dili pahulat-hulaton ang mga katawhan, and of course providing grievance redress mechanism in terms kung reklamo sila, naa sila'y angay maduulan, and consensus oriented, listening the all sides of story, all sides of the issue in coming up with a decision. And in that way, all those elements, all those practices, the dialogue, the consultation, being transparent to the people, being an agent of the rule of law, being an agent for effectiveness and efficiency, all those actions, all those governance actions were affected by this VUCA world. So there are adaptation mechanisms of local government units and of course our agencies, and let's try to revisit unsa ni siya and how we do things in what we so-called the new normal. In governance, in national setting, our strategy, our priorities are aligned with the one and only national plan of the government, which elaborated and specified in the Ambition Natin 2040. I hope, being public administration students, you are familiar with this one, because diri nato ginaangkla tanan, diri nato ginaangkor tanan ang atoang governance priorities, our aspirations as Filipino people. And according to that plan, ang Filipinos kuno simple lang ang gusto by the year 2040. All the Filipinos want by the year 2040 is to have a matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay. Kana lang, walay gusto madato by 2040. Ang gusto sa mga Pilipino, matatag, maginhawa, panatag. Sa matatag, gusto sila nga they are together with their family, na ay time with friends, na ay work-life balance and volunteering. It's nice, no? Dili puros trabaho kaayo, gamay na lang tag time sa atong family, but we have work-life balance. Isa kuno na sa gusto sa mga Pilipino by 2040. Maginhawa, free from hunger and poverty, na ako no tay balay, secure home ownership, good transportation and travel and vacation. So see, gusto di ay sa tanan mga tao by 2040 nga naa sila makatravel sila and makabakasyon. And panatag enough resources for day-to-day needs, peace and security, long and healthy life, and comfortable retirement. So kana lang ang gusto sa mga Pilipino, and our government today, bisan og nagkalain-lain na siya nga ahensya, ma-DILG ka man, ma-DOLE ka man, ma-DTI ka man, are all working to achieve those matatag, maginhawa, panatag na buhay ng mga Pilipino. But then again, we are facing in the VUCA world, so there are challenges nga posible dili ni siya maatin on that time, na ay mga issues and concerns in the middle of the way. So, inaana, it's the big challenge of the government to adapt and address or mitigate the effects of the VUCA world or the new world. Issues and concerns on governance based on the surveys, based on the resources that I've read, we have a big problem on human resources, personnel concerns, motivation, especially in offices, government offices. Grabe kayo, gwapo kayo ang mandate sa mga offices, but we cannot effectively deliver the targets because we are lacking of human resources. Namanggaling ubang agencies, dili sila lacking sa human resources, but kumpleto sila, but the people there are lacking of necessary competencies. Naputang lang diha tungod sa political accommodation and all other factors nga wala na consider ang civil service rule of merit and fitness. So isa na sa big problem of organizations, even government agencies. We do also have problems and issues on organizational concerns and lack of finances and communication. In government, we can do so much. We are very idealistic. We have programs that will uplift the life of the people, but of course, one of the major challenges is we do have lack of finances. Kung inyong mabasa sa Facebook, tungod sa COVID-19 pandemic, ang utang sa Pilipinas naabot na og how many trillions. Siguro kung ibaligya ang tibuok Pilipinas, dili pa makabayad. So that's one of the big challenges of the government that we are facing. Of course, the problem of grand corruption, accountability, and value issue. Okay? Arang-arang karon because our present administration is very focused on getting rid of corruption problem in government. Okay? Inaana kayo ka-ideal ang government, daghang projects, but there are people, some people who are engaged into corruption activities who will not succeed. We will not attain those ambition 2040 nga mga aspirations. People engagement, murag na detach ang people in policy making process. Murag ang policy making process nato are tends to be a product of personal interest. Wala na to na practice tong participation as element of good governance. We do also have partisan politics. Concentrate more on politics rather than on development. And we do also have problems on basic services. There are people, there are areas of the country that basic services cannot be delivered right at their doorsteps, especially in far-flung barangays, especially on hard-to-reach barangays, and that will result to dissatisfaction of the people. Dili sila masatisfy sa government. They will revolt. They will be easily, dali na sila madani sa mga leftist na itong mga grupo because wala may government nagsuporta sa inyo, wala gani mo tagaig basic services. So inana, if these issues, concerns, and challenges could be addressed well, then we do no have problems in attaining our ultimate and final destination and aspirations as one Filipino government and one Filipino nation. Current situation, current challenges, we are being plagued with questions of legitimacy, accountability, and corruptions. Okay, as you can see in the slide, a picture or a concept of poverty is very prevalent. Okay, present. In fact, we have high rate of poverty incidence in the country. We do have high rate in homeless population, which leads to poverty incidence also. But we hear stories of Philippine society wherein ang Philippines kuno develop, guwapo. That is only one side of the story. But the other side of the story, there, poverty, malnutrition, issues on public service delivery is also prevalent. We also have big problems in traffic in Manila. We also have this corrupt government offices as per survey, no? And we also have this poor planning of some of the flagship program projects of the government. Kapag sira ang daan, ayaw ayusin. Kapag ayos ang daan, sisirain. And of course, the biggest problem that we are facing as one Filipino nation is the COVID-19 pandemic. Diri nato na-realize na tinuod gyud ay ang VUCA world. Uncertainty is really there. Dili ta kabalo kanus or kung mahuman manggaling ng COVID-19, dili ta kabalo basin naa na puy laing virus mosulod, simba ko lang. So really uncertain. Our situation karon is really uncertain. Di ta kabalo unsay next nga mahitabo. How to build resilience in good governance? I can only talk about the ILG because I am connected with the ILG. These are the things that we are doing as one organization. Basically, we in the ILG are in our quest to ensure that good governance prevails and is practiced in every local government units all throughout the country. For Camiguin, the provincial government, the 5 municipalities and the 58 barangays of the province have been constantly monitored by us. Dapat ma-practice, ma-implement ang elements of good governance through various programs of the government. We will exact accountability to local officials. We will sustain the drive for good local governance through monitoring and evaluation of their performance. We do also help LGUs to address the needs of the people. We ensure local environmental protection in LGUs and stimulate local economic by capacitating them on business and regulatory processes, and as well as strengthening the LGU's internal governance through enhancing ICT systems. That's the main priorities of the DILG in ensuring that good local governance is practiced in all local government units. As an adaptation to the VUCA world, how we do things in assisting local government units, at the same time siguro sa inyong hapod, sa SUC, sa tertiary education, there are modifications, there are changes of our engagements because of the VUCA world. Sa una, we are really into conducting trainings, workshops, face-to-face interactions with local officials. But now, we only conduct trainings, CACDEV, through online. And we cannot sure that tinuod na abagid sila nasabtan kay lahi ra gid ang online o ang face-to-face interaction. Sa una gani nga face-to-face interaction, napagani dili maminaw, napagani magsigi og gawas sa training venue, how much more sa online nga dili nato makita. Di ta sure og napabay na minaw, di ta sure og na-gets ba ang ato ang gusto ipasabot, and the similar things like that. Sa una, we do also conduct LGU performance assessments and audits personally and on-site. Naami mga monitoring mechanism nga among ginamonitor ang performance sa LGUs. That's one part of exercising our general supervision mandates. Pero karon, ang amuang performance assessment and audits are done online. Nami checklist sa online nga among ipang check didto na perform ba ni sa LGU or wala. So the factors of information technology plays a vital and significant role in our new world. Sa una, on-site monitoring of projects, karon naghatag na lang mig IEC materials. Sa una, sige mi-facilitate og dialogue, forums, consultation, and survey activities. Karon will promote our activities through traditional and non-traditional media via TV, Facebook, radio programs, and all other social media accounts. And other efforts in advancing good governance in this VUCA world, we do have the program of Seal of Good Local Governance, even or amidst this pandemic. Padayon gihapon ni siya. This program of DILG aims to gauge, assess, monitor those LGUs who perform well and excellent in good local governance. Naani siya award. Kung estudyante pa ni siya, mga dean's lister, mga university scholar ni siya nga mga LGUs. Kung ma-attain niya itong mga basic elements nga naa sa among criteria sa Seal of Good Local Governance. Full disclosure policy portal, katong i-communicate sa local government unit ang mga financial transactions, financial standing sa local government unit. Sa una, i-post ra na sa bulletin board, but as a way of adapting to the new normal, nanay portal. Kita tanan citizen sa Kamigin, even bisag asa nga nasod, part sa nasod, makita nato ang mga financial transactions sa local government units through the full disclosure policy portal. Nasa internet. And I'm proud to say nga working na siya nga portal even bisag karon, bisag right after sa ato ang convocation, tan-awon ninyo, you'll try to be to examine the local finances of your government. We have Anti-Red Tape Act and EODB law by encouraging more businesses because of gikat na ang number of steps kung mag-apply kag businesses, gikat na ang number of signatories just to ignite more economic activities in local government units. E-governance really matters in this new world. Transaction services of the government are, if not all, most of the transaction services of government are now done online. Magkuha tag passport, magpa-appointment ta online. Kuha tag police clearance, magpa-appointment ta online. Kuha tag NBI, police NBI clearance online, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig tanan online. So that's one way how the Philippine government, its attached agencies are coping to the changing environment by utilizing and exploiting the information technology that we have now. ICT. We do also have this Citizens Charter where the agency commits to the people that if the people will transact to this office, kani ang iyang buhaton. It is a one way of being transparent and responsive to the needs of the people. One of the elements of good governance. Of course, nowadays, we in DILG, we in local government units are implementing disiplina muna. Kini nga tanan nga mga programs aims to instill to the minds of the people, especially the sa grassroots, to have this culture of discipline within ourselves. Even in this time of pandemic, kani nga mga program, amo ani siyang gina-advocate, gina-implement sa local government units. We have road clearing, makita ninyo atong mga roads karon, walay mga obstructions, free flow of traffic, disaster preparedness and resilience, anti-smoking campaign, ease of doing business, liquor ban, environmental or tourist spot cleanup, and barangay anti-drug abuse council strengthening. Filipino resilience. Makita ninyo sa picture, even we are being hit by disasters, we are being hit by major events, but we Filipinos can afford to smile. That is one of the unique characteristics of the Filipino, being resilient. Meaning, mura pag dili ta matarog, bisag pag unsa kadako sa problema nga gihatag sa atoa, we are being resilient. Imagine the first picture, natumbahan ng iyang balay, but the selfie with smile pa. Okay? One of the characteristics, unique and ideal characteristics of a Filipino. Bisag gabaha, ga basketball, and they are very happy. Wala sila nag-uol nga unsay nahitabo sa ilaha. Keep going ang Filipinos. And one of the framework, one of the solution provided by Professor Brillantes on how to do governance, good governance in the new framework, we have this interrelated functions, roles of the institutions, the government, the leadership, the citizen, at the same time, the values, mindsets of being Filipino. Dili lang, we will not leave to the government alone, the good governance in this VUCA world, but of course within ourselves, as public administration students, as a citizen of our country, as part of the organization, we have to change our values and mindsets. If karaan na nato mindset, di na maka-adjust sa new normal, then we have to change that one in order for us to attain the very ultimate goal, the ambition 2040. Gusto tag matatag, sagana at panatag na buhay. In that context, we have this, what we so-called localization. This is not a wrong spelling word, but it is a combination of globalization at the same time localization. Think globally but act locally, meaning see the bigger picture, see the global context nga nag-change na ang tanan, nag-adapt na ang tanan, but you have to act local within your organization lang. That is why, to cite an example, na-realize ninyo why ngano ang Nokia, biggest cellphone company sa una, Sony Ericsson, the Kodak, the Fujifilm, nganong nawala sila. Karon napulihan sila because they were not able to cope up, they were not able to adapt to the changes of environment that they are playing. Okay? We have also this cooperation, cooperation at the same time, competition. Let's cooperate with one another. At the same time, we should not let the Philippine society left behind by other countries, by other organizations. Cooperate at the same time, compete. In that way, in that process, the government, the citizen, the leaders, as well as the people, the students, if working together in one common goal of achieving the ambition 2040, then it is really possible even in this VUCA world. Okay? And of course, also, we should also take into consideration the 5 E's. Economy, efficiency, effectiveness, given na nasa government. But ang medyo wala tayo karon is the equity and ethics. Wala na kaayo na na-inject ang what is morally right, what is morally wrong, or morally correct. Equity, those marginalized people, mura pa man noon og napanisyan og samot. Unya ang katong mga rich people ni samot og kadato. Those who have more in life are having more in law. Dili na to bitaw those who have less in life should have more in law. Medyo nawala or there is a gray area in equity context. And everything, let us realize that everything is changing. Globalization, climate change, ICT, family relationship, and the new normal. But the good old-fashioned values of the Filipino being a resilient should remain constant. We shall revisit our Constitution, RA 6713, as future public servants with Ethics and Accountability Act and more. Going back to constitutions, as a Filipino people, as public administration students, you have a duty and responsibility to employ and observe this kind of values that the Filipino people is being identified. Okay? We have a duty to be truthful and to prevail justice, freedom, love, equality, and peace, because that is our basic fundamental law of the land. That is our duty that we are bound to practice. And being a public servant, public official in the near future, public administration students, gusto man gid mo nga mang-employo sa gobyerno for public service, public administration, please keep it in mind that in going in public service, public office is a public trust. You are at all times accountable to the people. All your decisions in the near future you are answerable to the people, and you have a responsibility to implement public interest over your personal interest, and you have to lead modest life. And how we will probably adapt to the new normal, to the VUCA world, there are also situations that we need to reform. We need to change the paradigm, change the environment that we have. We have to reform our maybe institutions, our governments, our offices. Probably there is a need to reform that one, revisit if the mandate of that government agency or that institution is still relevant to the present situation of our environment. Structure, ang organizational structure sa ato ang organization, government, effective ba na siya? And processes. We will cut the complications. Wala ko na to na mga complicated things. Ato ang i-summarize into kanang simple steps in doing things, in doing transactions in our offices. And of course, our values, mindsets, paradigms should also be changed. Kung gusto ta mo adapt sa new normal, ang atoang mga values nga, ang atoang mindsets nga kanang stagnant lang nga gusto lang gid ka nga diha, you have to change that one. And also one of enabling mechanisms, our leaders really matters. Search for leaders and honest leaders with practical wisdom and characteristics of being a servant leader. And of course, citizen engagement. Governance and reform must not be left to the government alone. Kung sa akong gika-explain sa unahan, governance, good governance is really a three-way process. The government, the market, and the civil society, where you students belong, diha sa civil society. Okay? Once your mindset changes, everything on the outside will change along with it. And to change your life, you have to change yourself. And to change yourself, you have to change your mindset. And we do have 50 reasons or more not to change. Dili ko gusto mag-change because it's too expensive, dili ko sure, we don't have the equipment, daghan kaayo. But We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Therefore, if it is important to you, if it is important to you as public administration students, if it is important to you as a citizen, you will find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Consider that we are here and we have our ultimate goal, layo pa kayo ta sa tinuod. Therefore, the call now is we need to evolve our core values for the fusion of our Filipino nation. And we have to plant a new seed of hope in order for us to attain our aspirations as laid down in our basic planning document, the Ambition 2040. We have to plant a new seed of hope, the new us, the change na bago na ta atong mindset, value-laden learning from the past, our failures as a nation, and our political and economic history, and to the public administration students, lastly, of Camiguin Polytechnic State College, be the change that you want to see in this VUCA world. I challenge you to embrace the change of environment and the kind of environment that we had. Be the change that you want to see in this VUCA world in the near future. Thank you for the opportunity. Good afternoon sa tanan. Thank you so much, Public Administration Society, faculty and staff of the Institute of Arts and Sciences. With that, once again, thank you o maayong udto sa tanan.
Thank you, Mr. Anyasco, for the wonderful, wonderful message. Thank you for gearing us of our future, sir. As of this moment, we will be awarding a virtual certificate to Mr. J. Neil Anyasco. And to read the citation of the certificate, may we have Sir Ralve.
Camiguin Polytechnic State College, Institute of Arts and Sciences, BKA, Public Admin Student Society. Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Mr. J. Neil C. Anyasco for his invaluable contribution as resource speaker. Invaluable contribution speaker during the convocation program with the theme Resiliency and Challenges of Good Governance in Vocal World. Given today, February 19, 2021, at Camiguin Polytechnic State College, signed by Mr. Macario P. Ocarit, College President.
May we award this certificate to you, Sir J. Neil Anyesco, for being the guest speaker. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much to Public Administration Society, faculty and staff, You're welcome. Maayong hapon sa tanan.
At this moment, we will have the open forum for to be led to us by Miss Farah Zazet Allen.
Good afternoon, sir. We'll start our open forums, and there are questions coming from YouTube audience. And there's a question, sir. What are the benefits and services that we can get from the government?
Yes, thank you. Your question is so generic, no? But of course, what services you can get from the government is the basic services that was, for example, devolved to local government units, services on health, services on education. Your education right now is one of the benefit services that you are availing from the government. Free tuition fee and all other services programs, di na ko ma-enumerate, but government is working ultimately for and for the provision of services and quality delivery of service to the people. Services for care, services for education. Your education right now is one of the benefit services that you are availing from the government. Education fee and all other services programs, not only but government is working ultimately for and for the provision of services and quality delivery of service to
Okay, sir. Another question, sir, is corruptions and partisan politics have been practiced by some government officials. Can be the policies by the government wherein some of them may be corrupt and even practicing partisan politics eliminate these illegal practices?
I request to please restate the question, ma'am. Wala na ko nakuha kayo.
Corruptions and partisan politics have been practiced by some government officials. Can be the policies by the government wherein some of them may be corrupt and even practicing partisan politics eliminate these illegal practices?
Okay. Thank you for that question. Rest assured, my dear students, that your government, national government, is working hard to eliminate corruption and illegal practices in every part of the government. As you can read in the news, as you can see in social media account. Our government now, with the leadership of our President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, is very serious. Even we mentioned kanina in public those corrupt officials, corrupt government personnel, and that is one way of getting rid of the big problem of corruption. And let us also acknowledge that the problem of corruption cannot be done, cannot be solved overnight. We need to give time to our government for it to really 100% get rid of that problem. Corruption is a big problem that cannot be solved overnight, but rest assured your government is doing its best to have it eliminated in our setup. Thank you. And let us also acknowledge that the problem of corruption cannot be done, cannot be solved overnight. We need to give time to our government for it to really 100% get rid of that problem. Corruption is a big problem for overnight, but rest assured the government is doing its best to have it.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. And this time, I will give the floor to Ma'am Rich Bacolbol. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for answering those questions. And thank you, students, for sending out your questions. At this moment, may we hear the words of our dear Institute of Arts and Sciences Dean for her closing remarks.
Thank you, Ma'am Roach. My respect to the officials of the college, headed by Dr. Macario B. Oclaret, our college president, to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Aida Isong, to the resource speaker for this morning convocation program, no other than Mr. J. Neil C. Añasco, the program manager of DILG, sir, Public Administration faculty, headed by the program chair, Ms. Maria Ofelia M. Lucero, members of the working committee of this program, dear public administration students, with Mr. Alden Abilio as the past chair, a pleasant noon or good afternoon to each and everyone. This morning convocation program about resiliency and challenges on good governance in volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world is indeed very timely. It's been a knowledge to all of us that COVID-19 pandemic has impacted almost all aspects of our lives. Is that it does not only affect our health, but also economic, social, and even political aspects. Thanks to the input and insights of our brilliant resource speaker, sir, thank you very much. We will surely learn how to cope and adapt situations like that here in CPSC context. We wish to hear more of your talks, sir, in our future convocation program. Also, I would like to extend my thanks to the initiator of this activity, the Public Administration faculty, and also special thanks to the students who attended and viewed this convocation program. May the knowledge and inputs that we received today will not be forgotten and be applied soon in your future undertakings. Please bear in mind, dear students, that the institute where you are in is doing its very best to provide you necessary knowledge and skills in order for you to become future public administrators and better individuals. Thank you very much, and mabuhay ang Public Administration Program of Camiguin Polytechnic State College.
Thank you, Ma'am Dean, for the thoughtful message. Mabuhay Camiguin Polytechnic State College. Mabuhay Bachelor of Public Administration. That concludes our program. Further announcement, can we have our coordinator, Miss Maria Ofelia, for further instructions and other announcements. Okay, it seems like there is a technical problem in Miss Lucero's side. Um, we will have we for the students, we will post the
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Sir Neil. We're so sorry for the weak internet connectivity.
Okay, it seems like there is a technical problem
Thank you very
Miss
much,
Lucero's side.
Sir. Sir Neil, we are so glad that
We
you
will
will give
have
time for us.
for the
And
students.
for the students, thank you
We will
also.
have
Actually, sir, this is a the students' organizations activity, and uh, we are very. I am also very thankful that the students are very cooperative and committed with. They really wanted to learn more about this topic, the VUCA world, and they are really very interested what does VUCA means, because this is really the first time that they hear this actual name. And um, so as as administration students, we should also uh, recognize that in the future we will become the future leaders, and we assume that we really have to be prepared on everything. So since we are in a volatile, um, volatile, ambiguous, view, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, so to be prepared. And I hope that you learned a lot from Sir J. Neil's lecture for us. And thank you very much. Well, though picture taking, are you still around? Have picture taking na. So, huh? Sige. Okay. Sorry, Sir Neil. We really wanted to have a picture taking, a photo of us, but then there's really the weak connectivity really cannot help us. Okay. So thank you very much, Ma'am Roach.
Thank you, Ma'am Lucero, for the warm thank you to the students. This this concludes our convocation program. I hope that you all have learned something and equip yourselves with strength in this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. This has been Roach Gertrude B. Bagolbol, CPSCIS instructor, saying goodbye and thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.